Life on our planet was not great. I'm gonna just say it here. It was not the documentary that we all thought it was. It wasn't a prehistoric animal documentary. It was just a documentary that had some small segments with prehistoric animals. The designs for many of the dinosaurs, especially T-Rex and Allosaurus, were not great. But a lot of the designs for the prehistoric mammals, like Didicurus, were actually really good. And the one that we're going to focus on this video, the woolly mammoth. In this video, I'm going to be talking about everything good and bad about the life on our planet woolly mammoth. And I can just say here, there's virtually nothing wrong with this design. It's just the behavior that I have a really bad problem about. So the woolly mammoths trying to protect the baby and using their large size as a defense does actually sound like a plausible idea and does actually fit in with their modern day relatives. Modern day elephants have a very strong bond with each other and will try to protect each other the best they can, and they will use their big size as an advantage against unwanted company like predators. The problem I have is that somehow the cave lion is able to take down a teenage mammoth very easily. While modern day big cats are able to take down juvenile elephants pretty easily, it usually takes them a little while for them to actually do it. Babies, it's pretty easy. Larger juveniles, not so easy, but they can still take them down. Teenagers is a lot harder, and full-grown adults is nearly impossible. The teen mammoth should have totally been able to defend itself. Sure, it's not as big as the adults, but it definitely had the tusks too. I don't know, maybe I'm pushing it too far, but still! It also would not have taken 2 seconds for the cave lion to take down the teen mammoth. They actually would have been struggling for a while, long enough for the family to rush in and save their young comrade. And even when it did take it down, the family didn't do anything. And before you go saying they were scared of the cave lions and they didn't want anything bad to happen to the baby, they literally charged at the cave lions while the baby was surrounded by all the adults. So if they were able to do that, they could totally do the same thing with the fallen comrade. Those are all the problems I have with this Loop Mammoth design. Now let's just get to the good parts. For starters, the anatomy of the woolly mammoth is very accurate. Instead of just looking like generic hairy elephants, they do have the details that woolly mammoths were known to have. They have bumpy heads like Asian elephants, smaller ears and smaller tails than Asian elephants, long curved tusks, and humps on their backs to help store nutrients. And of course, they have their signature woolly coats, which are incredibly woolly and shaggy. If I remember this correctly, woolly mammoths had 3 layers of woolly hair to keep them warm during the Ice Age. This isn't really an accurate detail, I just want to say that I really like this woolly mammoth design. Sure, it's from a sucky documentary, but this has to be one of the best woolly mammoth designs of all time. I just really like how they look. I also like the blue eye color. Or at least I think that's blue. The design of the baby shown is accurate to what we know baby mammoths looked like. We actually do know what woolly mammoth calves looked like because of mummified specimens like Luba. And overall, I can say this is a pretty accurate design, though I would prefer that the eyes be a little bit more bigger. The mammoth herd making up a matriarch and her descendants is another accurate detail. Modern day elephant herds work like this. The herd is led by an older female, the matriarch, who is the grandma of the family. The rest of the herd consists of her sisters, cousins, daughters, nieces, and grandkids. Males leave the herd in their mid-teens and are either by themselves or they join bachelor herds, made up of other males, though usually these male herds are smaller than the female herds. Speaking of which, an elephant herd can get up to 8 to 100 members, maybe even more. This herd contains only 6 mammoths, and 2 of them aren't even fully grown yet. This isn't really a big of a deal as not all modern day elephant herds are huge. Another accurate detail is the fact that the mammoths will try to protect each other at all times, mainly the juveniles. As I stated previously, elephants have a very strong bond with each other. They will try to protect each other at all cost, and they will stop at nothing to protect each other. I am serious when I mean they won't stop at nothing. They'll go against their biggest ops, being lions and other predators. And the mammoths using their large bodies as an advantage is something that elephants do. So overall, the very protective behavior is an accurate detail. That was everything good and bad about the Loop Mammoth design. If I missed anything, tell me in the comments below. I know I haven't made an everything good about anything video, but I promise I'll make more in the near future. I already have a few planned. Aside from this series, the other series that I'm going to be working on are the Cuphead and Mugman Show, Fun with Dinosaurs, and The Origins. But until then, see you all in the next one. Goodbye.